Still watching Science Breakfast with me, Alan Habit, and sign language interpreter is Tobias Omondi. In studio, we are with Madame Bahati Tertiary. She works with the St. Paul's University. Is it I was somewhere yesterday and they were saying that it is only University of Nairobi allowed to have.
Achana.
Okay, sawa. Nimeachana now.
The St. Paul's University.
We are with Madame Bahati Tertiary. She is in the marketing. She is in marketing at the St. Paul's University. And this morning we're talking about the place of tertiary education in Kenya. First segment was about giving us the rich history of St. Paul's University over 123 years. Probably my generation had not even started, but she shared the genesis of the university, starting from a theological school, which they are still doing currently as well, of course, amongst a raft of other disciplines that they offer. When we went for the break, Madam Bahati, I had requested you in regards to the conversation and the research that has been done about children not being able to, who struggle to read and do basic mathematics. And you termed that continuous learning might be one of the challenges for the teachers who are delivering this education, because I can only imagine if you trained as a teacher 10 years ago and now you are tasked with training 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds who are born in a fast-paced world with the internet and the web of things, it is hard to deal with them. So from a St. Paul's University perspective, this continuous learning, how does the institution plug itself into that market? Because it's not only for teachers. We see also, you walk into some of the offices and the person who is giving you the service, they are tired than you who is going to get the service there. So what's the position of St. Paul's University in continuous learning?
Wow. We actually have a center. It's called St. Paul's Institute for Lifelong Learning. So at that center, we give like short programs. And we invite, we do invite like head teachers. We tailor-make programs that ministers, we call it ministers, that speaks into this situation of continuous learning, continuous development. So we take topics that are happening, like we've said, 21st century topics, and now we give like a 2-3 days, 1 week or 2-week program where you just come in and get a certificate at the end of it and just share perspectives and skills and what is going on in the classroom, what is going on with colleagues, what is going on to develop yourself. Because learning is continuous. After you get your degree, it shouldn't be that now you're done. You should actually now, that is just the beginning. And actually, university is all about research. So our continuous research also develops the programs that we now offer in our St. Paul's Institute for Lifelong Learning. Because now you see where the gaps are, and now you're able to meet that need and bridge that gap.
You've spoken about 21st teaching methods and learning. How is St. Paul's modeling this 21st? What are some of the spices that are in this 21st learning models at St. Paul's University?
In the 21st century, we are talking about technology.
Basically.
So, yes, exactly. So the investment in that is heavy. I know at this moment in our country, maybe we are facing some economic challenges and some shifts here and there. But I must say that you have to be intentional. And so we are being intentional about it. In fact, the other day our students won an award for this. There was a competition that they were doing in JKUAT, something on hacking. So we get them involved in such. So it's not just about the classroom experience, but how are you even competing with your people out there who are in the same field as you. We are looking at improving our services, our ERP systems, our ways of application process to the training. You know, like a lot of our students are like in-house, but another group are basically all over the world. So even bringing in that technology that we are able to teach you from wherever you are in the world. Just being able to identify with our learners who do not necessarily want to be in a classroom setup or cannot be because of their busy work schedules. And also just giving our students that exposure, whichever level they are, from certificate to diplomas, to degrees, to masters and PhD levels, just giving them that exposure through continuous trainings, even between their learning sessions, okay? And giving them opportunities to compete with worldwide. Like the other day, St. Paulians won, they came up with an innovation. We had 5 students who came up with a biodegradable sanitary pads. They were communication students. And they participated in the Health Prize and won $1 million. Right up to state, we took them. We supported them all through, just building them up to, okay, so what are you passionate about? So what can we do beyond the classroom that will make you better and make yourself feel better about your life and about progressing and about even making money? A lot of our students now are online, so getting them involved in their forums, and there are many forums these days, but like IG, they're active. We get them involved, our communication students, in our own department, corporate affairs department. We have like public relations and marketing club, where we get students coming in and being the ones to publicize the university in the way that they find best. They'll shoot videos, they'll talk about stuff, and just making them feel they can utilize their giftings. They're not thinking the way we were. There's a time I would do orientations and asking the new students, how did they learn about St. Paul's University? And one of our strategies was to use our website, and you'd have count 1 or 2 people raising their hands. Now, when you say website, everybody's hand is up. Social media platform, everybody's hand is up. So those are the platforms that are really active and engaging, and we try to make sure also our students are feeling that we're not living in the dark ages, that they are part and parcel of our growth, and we are part and parcel of their growth by involving them in the technological aspects. Of course, they're still coming from rural areas, and also them, they're curious. They're getting their first phones, or they're coming to the campus, finding their first laptops, they're finding the desktops, discovering what's happening in the world, and they're a global village. Quickly they learn, they pick up, and voila, before you know it, these guys are connected. So it's an interesting world we're living in. It's fast-paced, as you said. Everybody wants to get this microwave thing, microwave relationship, microwave, instant. Exactly. So curbing that, and also still bringing them out to, hey guys, still you're a human being. You have feelings. We want you to experience those. Can we have some quiet moments? Can we talk to you? Can you listen? Can we listen to you? So even having those, like we're having a dinner tomorrow night, where a group of students have come together, they're closing the year, they're doing Thanksgiving, they're still doing the normal things that make life cohesive, that increase relationships, but also being very intentional about how we are appearing in the technology, in tech, even within their courses, whether you're doing theology, communication, computer sciences, social sciences, education, we want you to be engaged technically. There's no more excuse. And in campus, you're teaching students of varied ages. We have those just coming from high school, and we have seniors like you and me coming back to school. And so you have to engage all of them in the similar platform. Some will be slower to catch up and catch on, hey, you need to touch this, you need to go there, you need to engage with this forum, the portal, this is how it works. But some are just, let's do this, how can it even be better, how can it be faster? So we have that different age group, age set, and also bringing them up to speed so that we're all working together and bringing people up to where we are at as the 21st century students.
Of course, when we talk about 21st century, then there are technologies that either empower or disempower. and that is artificial intelligence. It has its pros and it has its cons. You've extensively spoken about the pros, how it can make education easy, how it can make education accessible, but now the cons. Particularly me being guilty as well, artificial intelligence has the tendency of robbing. You give it the power, but it robs it succinctly that you can no longer think. Everything that now you want to do, you want to give that power to artificial intelligence. From an educational point of view, and for the sake of keeping our ability to think as human beings, how do we integrate artificial intelligence within our learning ecosystem without necessarily disempowering the learner and taking away their ability to think and solve actual problems?
Alan, this thing is going down.
You're indeed a marketing.
This thing is going down. It's like we are facing a new giant, and we have to be so careful
with how we slay in that giant.
Yeah. Because it's true, the pros are many, but the cons are so real. I found myself talking to my hubby, and I'll quickly tell him, let me check with Meta.
And now accessibility, all these companies are trying to make it as accessible as possible. Talking about Meta, they have it embedded in all their products.
Exactly.
So it's just a fingertip away.
Yes. And the answers, is it health? Is it how the children behave today? Is this right? How can I do this assignment? You just copy paste the question, give me the answer. I mean, it's a new giant, and we cannot avoid it. We cannot avoid it. It has to be your intentional, as an individual, you have to be intentional about letting your brain not slip into the zone that it is being taken to.
How do we not get there? Because I think that is the $1 million question. How do we not get there? Because it's not going away anytime soon.
Yes.
And how can learning institutions help us keep that? Because it's like these dragons that they keep on talking about, like this dragon of us not wanting to think has always been asleep, and now this AI thing has just come to awaken it and say,
you don't have to, you don't have to.
Why are you bothering?
Exactly. Oh my goodness. And there's so many movies that are also being brought to just reflect on this thing and how it's coming, and it has the power to even destroy us, literally. So how do we make sure that it does not destroy us? I think education has to be more than academic. It has to be more than a mental thing. It has to be also, you have to be holistic in the way you think. We have to be spiritual. Putting that spiritual aspect makes you believe in a higher being, which will protect you from foolishness. God will protect you from foolishness because he will remind you, he will task you, he will teach you. You mean just helping our younger generation to grow up fearing God will help us to have that solidity that there's something greater than me, than technology, and I have to keep on checking. Okay. Then there's the social aspect of you and me interacting, and we must make that intentional, that we keep on talking to one another. This culture of Niko Kwasimu, 100% of almost 100% of your day. It's scary.
And that has made me think the social aspect, and I don't know if this is possible. Because why are we going to artificial intelligence? We are going to artificial intelligence to search for answers that probably we do not have. How about we made the education itself more conversational? I don't know. I'm not an educationist. Probably you will tell me. You give a class an exam, and you ask them, do not go search on the web, but sit amongst yourselves, discuss the questions, and after you've discussed whatever you've understood through the discussion, put your answer on paper. Would that be a solution, so that we do not feel as if we need to be boxed and go into this artificial thing and ask it questions, and it has negated our ability to think. Would that be a way forward? And would that now jeopardize the quality of learners that are being delivered at the end of the conveyor belt?
I totally agree with you, and that is a strategy. But having lectured before and very recently, I did give that kind of an assignment. But the generation of students who I had who are Gen Zs still went to AI together. They still went together. It shocked me. I was like, guys, I told you. Anyway, so
walijibeba wote
wakakaa na machine na wakasubmit. So I said, oh my goodness, so where do we get them? And it's in the discussion of what now you've come up with. Because we are not avoiding seeing that gadget, we're not avoiding getting the answers, okay?
Yeah.
But now, can we discuss even what you have just learned? Because there's a way you can do an assignment on AI, and it's completely dubbed, word for word. You don't own it.
Yeah.
You can even see, because this person did not go through it, some words there are
errors.
not, they're so obvious that you didn't.
The English is so
not
good for
exactly. Them. It's too perfect.
The M dashes, the commas, the full stops.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's amazing. So what happened? This social part, this interaction.
Yeah.
We must be intentional, like you're saying, but it's true. They will still go back to AI.
Yeah.
But can we get them also to present? Can we get them presenting in class so that they are not just dubbing, they're not giving us written assignments only, but they are actually presenting. And they love it, by the way, when they are able now to interact with what they interacted with, but they're able now to articulate it with their voice. And
so what I'm getting as a solution is, I know the current education system that is being pushed, that is the CBE, is trying to sort of limit the number of examinations that the students get to do at every stage that they are in. But even as they're doing that, what you've said, a solution is have a mix of one of the other. Be able to let the students do their exams from a social standpoint, but now that also becomes, if you have a lecture room of 60, 70, 80 students, how do you group them? How do you make it feasible for them to do such conversations? And if it's presentations, how do you make sure that everybody gets to present? Because a class of 70 people, you're going to need close to a week to sit and listen to these students present. Or probably that is the price that we're supposed to pay.
Exactly. And also how much you weigh in the exams. Because now when you're doing the percentages, how much are you weighing on group work? How much are you weighing on class work? How much are you weighing on presence, even coming to class? How much are you weighing on? So and the more we weigh on our students' participation, the more they see the need to be engaged. So I'm not just presenting a paper and throwing it at you to mark. So that you presented, you could send your videos. Everybody sends your videos. So it's my task to go through those videos right up to the midnight hour to make sure that I'm actually seeing you doing it. And then there's the classroom presentation. Of course, yes, there'll be different talents, but you can say, there are some people who thrive in classroom presenting, and you want them to do that. You want them to thrive. There are some who will be good at the research part, and they'll do it and do a thorough job of it. So just letting everybody have that an identity and their strong points, and letting them grow into it. And also, it goes down to what is your purpose also in life. I think a lot of our students need to just know that you're not a robot. When you are created, you're created in the image and likeness of God, and there's a purpose that He wants for your life. One day you're going to be, now for the younger students who we have, you're aspiring to have families, and you want to relate with another human being as adults, and then you want to be able to pass on your gifts, your talents, what you've learned through life to children. And so you're not a robot.
Yeah.
And that human aspect of who you are is engaged by the social aspect, by the spiritual aspect, the social aspect, the academic aspect, the holistic human being. That means you're engaged in sports, you're engaged in activities, co-curricular activities, building up your talent. And people are talented so differently.
Yeah.
Others, it's in the drawing, the arts. Others, it's in writing songs, poetry. Others, it's in their hands. They're good with carpentry, and they're good with tailoring, and they're good with mathematics. It just comes so easily to them. And there are others who are good with relaying information. They are teachers by strength, by skills, by being trained, by their gifting. So discovering who you are will help you to find your place. And in finding your place, technology will only assist to make you a better gardener, a better musician, a better florist, a better business person, a better person, a better wife, a better husband, a better mother, a better father, a better teacher. So discovering that aspect of who you are will enable you to find balance. And also you have to teach people on how to utilize their time. It has to be taught. Even I need to be taught. But this is wake up time, not sleeping time. You have to wake up and get this done. This is time to do your chores. Housework must be done. Get it done. This is the time to do it. This is the time to do your studies. Get it done. This is the season of your life to get married. This is the season of time to date. This is the season of time to have children. Well, neither here nor there, according to God's grace. This is your season of your life to develop yourself in this way. And just be intentional. Be intentional about how you're spending your money, how you're spending your time, how you're dividing your attention, how you're growing. And that takes you to have a meeting with yourself. And we have to teach from a young age. Have a meeting with yourself, young person, and just discover who you are, because that will help you to have focus. And we will always have those people who will fall in the cracks and who we have to pick up. But a lot or majority of people, if you're intentional about training them, like I did a program by John Maxwell that really trained us on, it was called Roundtable, and just teaching you beyond success. Like, how do you intentionally plan your time? And that in itself enables our younger and older students to remain focused and be able to know that not all the time is engaged with my phone. Actually, I love my phone, the way they show you how much time you've spent this week.
It reminds you.
It reminds you, and to as humans, I must do better this week on staying away from this gadget and becoming better.
We about to start winding up, and I have two questions that are left. One question stems from me watching a video while I was scrolling, and this young lady was saying, I have finished my degree, they graduated about almost a year ago, and they have gone through this entire process, and unfortunately they haven't discovered their purpose. From a tertiary point of view, how then do you help students to discover their purpose? Because it is grueling for somebody to be in school for 4 years, you graduate, and 1 year in, you say, I don't know what I'm meant to do. So basically what they are admitting, what they even started, is not making sense to them at that particular time. Like three tips. How do we find our purpose, even from a learning or a tertiary institution point of view?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. I believe so much in orientation. Guys come to campus and you're called orientation week and you don't show up. You miss out on so much information. That's where you learn who the university is and what we are offering. Like, for example, for us at the tertiary level, that is when you'll discover the clubs, the sports events, the sports clubs, the sports teams that you can be part of, engaged in, the things that are off the classroom. Why that is so important is that, yes, you've come for your degree, but you start to interact with others. That interaction helps you to grow.
And to even identify if this degree really suits you.
Exactly. You start to develop other talents. I don't know how many of us came out of campus and you actually are not doing what you studied.
Ni wengi.
Ni wengi.
Yeah.
That is also true. But why are they thriving? They're thriving because they were part of something. You are the secretary of CGH club. You are the finance engineer. You are the social organizer of what. What campus does to you is develop your networks, develop your mind, causes you to have a hunger to be more, to do more. Okay. Now, if you were in campus and you just went through the phase of
just being in campus.
Just being in the academic.
Campus.
For the sake of being in campus and finishing. Yes, you will finish and ask yourself, so what was that all about? But when you're involved from the word go, you start to recognize your gift. People recognize you're so gifted. You know how to organize. You organize us. There's Bible study today. You teach us. You're finding your talent. You're good with, you're so kind. And you find CSR gifts are inside of you. So you came out with a business degree. But guess what? You're an entrepreneur in something totally, you find that children's needs who are misfortune or who have undergone misfortune is what is appealing to you. Your business skills start to open up that, how can I bring these people together who have this issue and start to form a solution that will bring that will solve this problem.
And at the end also make something out of it.
Yes, and this world is all about problem solving. And if you open your eyes, that is where you find your purpose, in solving a problem. And if you look around, this food problem. People need to eat. People need to dress. And fashion is ever changing. Styles of food is always changing. People are now on the internet teaching us how to cook chapo. Chapo, which your mother should have done. Yes. Maybe you didn't even have a mother. Okay, so I mean, people know there's a need, and they're meeting that need and making money out of it. People need comfort. You're there with your poetry, you have spoken word, you have a song to sing. You know, you're bringing your degree. What your degree does for you is expand your mind. When you're in that classroom setup, you're not the same. Go and sit with a Form 4 leaver. Go and sit and start reasoning with them. You're both adults, but I tell you, there's a small difference.
There is a distinct difference.
But it's distinct. Yes, there's a way that you can start to present yourself. And it's true, even this Form 4 leaver, for whatever reason that they did not progress, because people don't progress, but they can be making a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Also. We are not saying that they won't, but there's a gap, and there's a gap that you only can fill. By the way, you might even work for that person, but why will you be working for them? Because there's a problem that they cannot solve. And you're the person with that solution.
Solve that problem.
Yes. So everybody is important. Everybody has, and I think there's that, and that there's that need for importance, that need to be needed, and that need to solve problems. And I would advise that person, sit with somebody who can just help you to start to think beyond, because there's something, there's a place you've not found, just like she said, or he said, that they've not figured their purpose. There's a whole aspect of your spiritual being. There's a whole aspect of you connecting with why you're here. But there's that aspect of you are in campus, and it will also keep on unfolding. Like we said, you might not even, it's the first year out of campus. By the way, you feel like a mono again. It's like when you come from standard 8 and you're all so big and all that, then you become Form 1 and you're like, wow. You look up and
you get
there are some who are older than me. The same thing happens when you come out of campus. It's a whole new world. You're fresh graduate. You're also going to be discovering. The 3 tips I would say. Number 1, have a positive outlook. Start to think positively. Number 2, engage with what's going on in life. Find where the problems are, because there's a place where you're going to solve a problem. And number 3, put God first. He will always give you direction. He will always. There's a way you were created, and the manufacturer who manufactured you, there's a purpose for which he put you on earth. Seek him. Seek him, and that takes you to humble yourself, which is another thing this generation does not like, to humble ourselves. You need to humble yourself and ask God, God, why did you create me? And then he will begin to open avenues. Now make use of those avenues. Plan.
In one of the, I don't know if it's really someone, but I like to listen to Miles Monroe, the late.
Awesome.
And he said that when a manufacturer manufactures a product, they put a paper in the box where that product is, and they tell you, if this product malfunctions, take it back to the manufacturer. So as a human being, if things aren't working, you know who your manufacturer is.
Exactly. Go back to your manufacturer.
You need to go back to your manufacturer and consult with him.
With your maker.
Should we consider those the parting shots for the whole show, or there is something extra you would like to add before we close it out?
Oh, thank you so much, by the way, for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. And of course, St. Paul's University is a university of choice. We develop you holistically, and we trust that even just having this time with you will allow some people to consider us as a university, and also just develop yourself. Don't be ashamed or afraid of it.
Yeah.
You're here for such a short time. Yeah, make use of your time, and at the end of it all, it will pay off. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be serving God in a university that loves God, but also just finding who I am as a woman, as a wife, as a mother. I'm so glad for tertiary education, and I encourage those who have just finished high school, consider really seriously where you're going to study for your next level, college and university, what it does for you, the networks you will build, the growth you will encounter, the person you will become. It only takes 2-3 years, but I tell you, you will be transformed and ready to face the world internationally. And don't limit yourself to Kenya. Don't limit yourself to where you are at. God has great plans for you, whether local or international, but don't limit yourself. Don't limit your God. Develop yourself. Be the best version of you. I have a daughter who loves to say that I'm going to be the best version of me. And every day.
Yeah.
Strive to be the best version of yourself. Wake up with thanksgiving. Have a grateful heart. Have gratitude that you're even alive, that you have strength, and that there's a purpose for you. Just keep on tapping until one day you're my age and beyond, and looking back and saying, wow.
It has been a journey.
It's been a journey.
Worthwhile. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Bahati Gatere. She works at St. Paul's University. And if you are joining us just about now for any reason whatsoever, go back onto our social media platforms. You'll be able to rewatch and re-engage and ooze in the wisdom that Madam Bahati has been able to share with us. Every other Wednesday, we bring you conversations about education. And we see you next Wednesday with another conversation. But in the meantime, let us end it there, and keep it Science TV, for subsequent programming is coming on to educate, inform, and entertain you all together. My name is Alan Hubbard, sign language interpreter, Tobias Omondi. Good morning.